Hey friends, today's debate has me and Seth arguing whether or not the rules for poison should change in Commander now that Phyrexia All-Will-Be-One has arrived. Let's begin. So for me personally, I think poison should remain at 10. Poison has never been a popular or effective strategy in Commander, and All-Will-Be-One won't make a significant difference to this.
Well, I think poison should be raised to 20. In fact, I think poison should have always been 20 in Commander. There just wasn't a reason to care about it because there's so few good poison cards and almost no poison legends. To me, poison's like Serra Ascendant. 10 poison counters was created before Commander was even a format, and just like Serra Ascendant's ability. And once Commander became a thing, Wizards were like, oh no, we better fix this. And they changed future Serra Ascendants from referring to a static number to your starting life total. Shouldn't we do this for poison too? Like, update it to take into account the rules of Commander?
I never bought into the Serra Ascendant comparison because I think that Ascendant is unintentionally better at starting higher life totals because it always deals more damage and gains more life than it's supposed to. But Poison has always been balanced around 10 poison counters, not 20. And while that sounds like 10 being lethal is more powerful in a format that starts at 40 life instead of 20, double the life total that other formats would start at, everyone else is lowering each other's life totals to contribute to just regular damage kills or life loss kills, whereas you're usually just the only person with poison at the table, and you're just the only one contributing to poison kills, making it much harder to actually kill people with poison over regular damage.
That's actually a fair point, that you're probably not going to get much help from the table. Like, I know I'm not going to help you if you're the poison player, but I mean, aren't non-poison cards balanced around 20 life being lethal? At least the ones made before Commander was a format? Like, what's the difference? To me, it just feels wrong that 10 poison counters are lethal. Poison abuses the rules of the format. If we start with twice as much life, shouldn't it also take twice as many poison counters to kill someone?
I disagree. These cards have been designed around 10, and I think if you raise the poison limits to 20, then poison might as well not exist. I don't think anyone would build a poison deck or even try to kill people with poison damage if it was at 20. Poison isn't powerful. Powerful cards are powerful. Tainted Strike, Grafted Exoskeleton, Triumph of the Hordes, those are the cards that people kill with Infect with poison, and All-Will-Be-One just doesn't add anything to that level.
Well, I do agree with you that All-Will-Be-One didn't add a Grafted Exoskeleton or Tainted Strike to the format, but for me, it's not about the power of the poison cards, it's about the number of poison cards that's gonna see play. Poison's gonna be more popular now that All-Will-Be-One is releasing, with a bunch of new poison cards, a bunch of new poison legends, even a poison precon. Before Phyrexia All-Will-Be-One, there were 2 poison legends in all of Magic, Skithiryx and Finn. Now there's 7 that are either straight up poison commanders or make creatures that deal poison counters. Plus, All-Will-Be-One added a bunch of cards that deal poison, but you can play in non-poison decks like Bloated Contaminator for Proliferate or Kermonix in a Rat Tribal deck. So I think there's a reasonable chance that even if you're not playing against a dedicated poison player, you're going to have poison counters show up in some of your games. So it's not about how strong the cards are, it's about how often we're going to have to play with them and against them.
I don't think anybody's playing toxic cards incidentally, though. None of these cards that have been listed are so good that you want to run them if they didn't have toxic, in my opinion. I do agree that poison will be more popular now, especially while it's the hot new thing. But what's wrong with that? If they're not oppressively powerful, then what's wrong with a few poison kills now and then? Isn't that fun?
The problem is the play pattern of poison. Poison's like the easiest way to one-shot kill someone. Do we really want more of the play pattern of one player getting taken out early in the game and having to sit there while everyone else plays? You know that even if players build toxic decks, they're still going to throw in some infect cards because they kind of work on the same level. So even in a toxic deck, those one-shot kills are still going to be a thing. Do we really want more of that?
Commander is full of powerful things, though. Why is poison being singled out as unfair is a one-shot in a world of Craterhoof one-shots or Chroma's Will one-shots? Don't they achieve the exact same thing, and aren't they kind of embraced by the community?
I mean, that's true, but I think the difference is a lot of players just don't like poison. It's at best a very contentious mechanic, and at worst I think you could argue it's a dislike mechanic. Commander at its heart is about having fun. Do we really want a heavily played archetype that's disliked by a decent number of players? Could that end up pushing players away from playing Commander at all because they're playing against this deck they really don't like all that often?
I really doubt that poison is going to suddenly be heavily played in Commander, but if it becomes more popular, I think it's a good thing. People are terrified about poison because the only cards they know that deal poison are the really powerful ones like Triumph of the Hordes. If they got exposed to toxic cards and the poison archetype, and especially the corrupting mechanic, which I absolutely love from new precon, they're going to realize that it's not actually that powerful and it's nothing to be salty about. Once you get exposed and understand the mechanic, it no longer has that scary aura to it. I think, Seth, you just hate poison, and it doesn't matter how good or bad poison is, you're just gonna hate it regardless. And I can tell you, at least one time, you hated me out just because I played on Plague Mirror. It taps for 1 mana, that's all I was running it for. I didn't poison a single person, it wasn't a poison deck, and you got the entire table riled up against me.
But you could have poisoned someone, Tomer. I think you're just a dirty Rotwolf lover and resistant to change. Every time we have one of these debates, you fall on the side of like, oh, maintain the status quo.
All right, well, you've heard our sides. Now let us know what you, the viewers, think. Should the rules of poison be changed in Commander or stay the same? Vote in the poll below.